Oh, and so I did end up, in case anybody was wondering, I did end up grabbing Split Fiction. Um, I'm just waiting for Mux to be feeling up to actually doing anything. So, okay, so let's try. Let's go up this way towards here. Because I never went up this way. So I'm gonna fast travel to the camp here. Just because I need to talk to people too.
Thank you for telling us about Tama. For what it's worth, I don't think less of you. Dealing with grief.
I wish we could have done more for them. Capo and Chico, I mean. But if I were in his shoes, I hope I'd make the same choice. Though I'd like to pick a more fun way to die.
Mostly just feel bad for Capo.
Of course. Even when it's expected, or even preferable, it's always a tragedy. I can only hope that at the end I have some control over things. That I can go out as Yatsley.
Wizard extraordinaire, godless expert, and Balrog in the bedroom.
And don't you forget it. But it gives you something to think about. I mean, not everyone gets to come back like you did, Envoy. Well, that's all I had to say. I'll let you get back to whatever you were doing. Unless there's something else you want to chat about? How can I help, darling?
Let's talk about the recurring dream you've been having.
Well, I suppose you've earned that much. And I do enjoy.
I want to see if I can
rewarding
train with
tenacity.
anybody too, so.
Though between your dreams and mine, it's a wonder anyone gets any sleep around here. You remember that I nearly burned my family home down when I was young?
Hard to forget.
It was an accident. And I paid for it. My parents refused to buy me more spellbooks for years. Well, shortly after all that fuss, the dream began. It started at first with a fire. Just flames, crackling, and a feeling of safety. I thought it was a little weird, but nice. But then the dream kept coming back, night after night. I learned more every time. I saw that it was a fire in a hearth. And that hearth was in an old library. I assumed it was a library, at least, to explain why there were so many tablets lining the walls.
Were you alone in the library?
No, there's someone else there, but it's like I'm a ghost. They can't see or hear me. In the library, there's just one person, but they're wearing a hood, so I never see their face. They do the same thing every night. They curl up in a chair by the fire, hold a tablet to their chest, and then the fear comes. The paralyzing, all-encompassing fear of something.
Something? You don't have anything more specific?
Just the noise. A low, deep banging starts, and it rattles through your bones and shakes you to your core. And it replaces the beat of your heart with this droning on and on and on until you forget every other sound you've ever heard.
Beat. A beat. Steel feet on the shore. They come by night.
And then, as it just gets louder and louder, and right before it gets there, I wake up.
You've been listening to too many of Giada's ghost stories.
And let me tell you, waking up in a cold sweat does nothing for my fur.
You don't know the sound source, I assume?
How sibilant. No. Just that it's all-encompassing. It's strange. I've not told many of the details of my dream. I suppose I must like you quite a bit, Envoy. Don't let it inflate your ego too much. You know, Envoy, we've traveled enough that I think I've gotten a handle on your style. Style of fighting, I mean. Your fashion sense is more opaque. But listening to your incantations, they could use some tightening up. I could probably teach you a thing or two, if you're up for it.
Yep.
What do you say?
Let's sharpen our wits. Whatever you want to teach me, I'm ready to learn. Let's do that.
How about I show you a little bit of everything? What? Out of breath already? Talk to one of the boys. See if they can help with your stamina, dear. Well, I've taught you all I can. Let's hope you put it to good use.
Cool.
Yatsley, I have a question.
Oh no, what's wrong?
Oh, nothing's wrong. I just want to know how you handle the traps in Godless Ruins so easily.
Oh, is that all? Just simple practice, dearie. You have enough of your fur cut by a giant swinging pendulum, and you learn to be a mite more careful.
Right. Maybe you can save me some cut fur and hand me a few pointers sometime.
Of course. The very next ruin we see, I promise.
I never got his training either, and if I can get
Right.
Yatsley's, I gotta be able
What
to
do
get
you
everybody
need?
else's.
Let's see. Shatterscarp doesn't want to kill you, really, but it isn't interested in helping. The key here is water
Pretty sure
and
he
shade.
did
You
all
might be
this
worried
before.
about saving water, but what you want to do is try not to and don't drink the water from the plants out here. They're all full of parasites and
Okay.
poisons. If you're asking about the ruins and shrines and all that, you're asking the wrong person. This place is dead. Sometimes I bring someone with more bravery than smarts out here, and they always turn around at the first empty room that tells them to go away. I don't blame them. If you're looking to survive, don't... Right, changing the subject.
Okay, I'd like to know more about you.
Ask away.
What exactly makes you the best hunter in the Living Lands?
Well, I'm one of the very few people who spends most of their time out in the wilds and haven't gotten themselves killed yet. I know the difference between hay-bleed toxin and high-tox bloom, which is something you should be really thankful for. And you know the Balrog and the Grinning Balrog?
What exactly is a Balrog?
Probably the meanest living thing out in the wilds. Just as soon tear you apart as look at you. I am one of the few who have seen a Balrog and lived. Mostly because I had the brains to run the Dragu out of there. We're gonna
Well,
get
we
you
know we're
where
probably
you're
gonna be
going,
fighting one of
Envoy.
those at some point.
Alive and with as few
Maybe.
blithe tail bites as possible. That, more or less, is all you need to know about me.
I understand you grew up in Solus.
Yes, I did. The less we talk about that, the better.
It sounds like you and Solus didn't part on the best of terms.
I see. Let's lay this out, Envoy. How about this? You don't worry about my life story, and I won't roll my eyes every time you start talking about souls. Now, we just met, Envoy, and I'm here to do a job. Maybe we'll be best of friends someday, but this isn't that day. Best we just keep things professional.
Okay, we'll try this again another time.
All right. Can't say you'll get a different answer, though.
You don't seem too fond of mysticism, magic, or religion. Why is that?
Oh, you noticed. I don't know. I've heard stories all my life about the gods and magic, and they never seem to do any good for anyone.
Your skills and abilities seem like magic. How do you explain that?
It's just Pargrunan wilderness lore, developed over the centuries in Solace. Tricks, traps, gadgets, nothing more. But hey, if people want to think it's magic, then go ahead. I'm not gonna bend over backward just to seem internally consistent.
What stories have you heard that turned you away from mysticism?
Almost all of them. Andra pulling down the moon to destroy civilization. The Godhammer bomb. All that stuff down in the Deadfire. No one as fickle as those gods seem to be should ever be put in charge of reincarnation, I tell you that.
Everyone's entitled to their own opinions, I suppose.
Ah, yes. Agree to disagree. Spoken like a true envoy. Well,
Yes.
you asked, I answered. Feel free to cast all the
I
spells
hate how
and cry
sometimes
out
there
to
isn't
whatever
like
god
kind of
you
like a neutral
I won't stop
option.
you. Just don't expect me to join in.
What language is that you're speaking?
Same one you are. What kind of blessed question is that? Oh, huh. I see. I sometimes use Lember without really thinking about it. That's what you mean, right?
I thought I recognized it.
Right. I hear Pargrunan all over the world speak it. I only know what I learned in Solace.
I like it. It gives you a certain mystique.
Oh, does it? Well, obviously that's why I do it. I'm sure you'll pick it up as we travel. It's not that blessed difficult. Right, changing the subject. What do you need? Oh, good.
Can I do
Let's
this
have it.
now that we've... Why don't you want to, how did you learn your survival skills?
When I was a child in Solace, a warden named Alinka taught me the basics. What berries to eat, how to build a shelter, and so on. Later, I started going out on patrols, just to get experience in the wilds. By the time I was 15, I was going out on my own.
What did you do on patrol?
I was usually part of a small patrol.
Start
maybe
slow.
4 wardens. We'd travel the roads in Galawain's tusks, and I was in charge of camp. We'd make sure the Zarups weren't getting restless, the roads were clear of bandits, and the lava flows weren't flooding. Turns out I was just good at surviving on my own. So I kept doing it, and I kept getting better at it.
Well, I'm grateful for your skills.
Well, good. Maybe show your appreciation by making sure Kai hangs his wet socks away from my tent.
Why don't you want to talk about your life?
Because it's not that interesting, really, and knowing about it won't keep you alive, and I don't like talking about it. So why pry? Wouldn't you rather your wilderness guide be happy and unburdened by thoughts of his past?
When have you ever been happy and unburdened? Is it really that bad?
Maybe, maybe not. Isn't it enough that I'd rather not talk about it?
I'll get you to open up somehow.
Ha! Not without a sharp blade or a barrel of Wodak, you won't. Anyway, what do you need?
I think I've earned a little more information about your past.
Fine. You've been patient enough,
I haven't done it,
suppose.
so like
Right.
I'm catching up on
Solace
everything.
isn't an easy place to live. The food is stale and meager. The water tastes like steel and old meat. Everyone knows everyone else. No privacy, no silence, no time to yourself.
That sounds like a nightmare.
You understand. Good. Solace is a walled keep in the harshest region of the lands. Isolated is an understatement. Honestly, all of that was fine. But there was a peculiar kind of silence I didn't love.
they were keeping secrets?
You should be a sharpshooter. You keep hitting the target. I have only the faintest memories of my parents, which was fine. I had friends and mentors and trainers and elders. When I asked about my real parents, though, they just told me I was safe now, and that the wardens were my family. I never knew if my parents were alive or dead. I like to assume that they had died fighting some giant monster in the Tusks, but no one would say. When I asked for more, they changed the subject, like I wasn't worthy of a backstory.
Everyone is worthy of knowing where they came from.
I mean, I know the important part. I'm from Solace, for whatever that's worth. My oldest memories are of Solace. My oldest friend is from there.
But you're missing out on family. Or thank you for talking. I'm gonna do thank you for talking to me about this.
Right. You asked. If I must.
Will you say anything else now?
I need to go hunt. Right. What do you need?
No.
Right.
Okay.
Changing the subject?
What?
Thanks for talking.
Right, let's make sure we do hers.
You have something on your mind, and I want to hear all about it.
Wanted to ask about you.
What do you want to know?
How are you holding up?
Well, my future is in shambles, and I have no idea what to do next. Oh, and my home is under attack by the acolytes of an insane witch god. Apart from that, fine. Truthfully, I'm a bit lost. Leaving Fiormes Iverno was supposed to be liberating. We've seen and done incredible things, but
Oh!
I'm no closer to finishing my family's work.
And why is that?
The Dream Scourge? Through animancy, I can harness the wild essence of the living lands and put it to good use. But what if I tried, only to have it lash out and destroy me? I'd be no better off than my parents. The
What if her
Dream
parents
Scourge is
started the
infecting
Dream
our
Scourge?
Adra,
That'd be kind of interesting.
holding back my work. Until I understand it, until I can control it, I can't do anything. I'm useless. I'm nothing.
You trace the Dream Scourge to the garden, maybe you'll find answers there.
Let's hope we live long enough to see this garden of yours. Quilici always told me to slow down, to stop and appreciate the land I'm trying so hard to fix. But how can I slow down when I only have one lifetime to get this right? I'll find answers in the garden. For better or worse.
Can we talk about what happened to your parents?
I suppose you deserve to know. After what I put you through. My mother wanted to expand Fjord's agriculture. Feeding Emerald Stair wasn't ambitious enough. She wanted to feed the world. She thought she could break the wilderness, using animancy as the whip. Turn the living lands into a garden.
No offense, but that's downright terrifying.
You wouldn't be the first to think so. After my father put the finishing touches on the phantasmal focus, she was impatient to get started. After all, whoever controls the spirit of the living lands has nature in the palm of their hand.
It's a lot of power for one animancer.
My father thought so too. Emerald Stair was just the beginning to her. My father thought she was brilliant. Others thought she was mad. I think she was a victim of her own ambition. She wanted so much, and there was so little time to achieve it. Theoretically, her plan should have worked. The living lands had other ideas. When she used the phantasmal focus, theory collided with reality. Everything went wrong.
Does the animancy often change people like that?
No. To my knowledge, the accident was no everyday occurrence. But neither was the experiment. My mother transgressed on nature, on existence itself. Still, I don't understand what went wrong. When I do, then I can finish her work.
What do you think happened?
I can't rule anything out, but I suspect the Dream Scourge had something to do with it. It lives in the essence of the living lands, corrupting whatever it touches. And if I'm right, that means it's been here a long time, or the forces behind it.
How old were you?
I was 17. That makes it... Gods, has it been 13 years already? After they died, I wouldn't go near a lab. It was ages before Quilici got me to crack open a book. I have a lot of catching up to do in my studies. Need to make up for lost time.
Thank you for telling me. I'm sure it wasn't easy.
Don't worry. I've lived with it for a while now. I thought my family's research could help Emerald Stair. That it could banish the Dream Scourge from our lands. Of course, Vidaro wouldn't even give me a chance. He was afraid of history repeating itself. Still, I'm hopeful. This legacy of mine could change Animancy as we know it. And something tells me I'm close to a breakthrough. Closer than my mother ever got.
Is that what you want?
Good question. The idea of finishing my parents' work gives me a warm feeling. But do I want it? I know I've got one lifetime, and I want to do something with it.
Right, but that doesn't answer my question.
Maybe it's not a question of what I want, but what is best for me. This is the one life where I am Giada Castel, Animancer extraordinaire. In the next life, I could be an idiotic tree. I have an obligation to use the time I have. No Animancer has engineered an ecosystem before. Maybe, with a little luck, I could be the first.
How does the phantasmal focus work?
Ah, a simple question with a very complicated answer. The device is attuned to the spiritual energy of the living lands, much like a compass to magnetic north. But essence is
I'll have to make sure we do
chaotic
the
by
camp
nature.
more often so that we
As
can
you saw with
actually
your
do the
own
dialogues
eyes.
and not have to
Imposing
spend like
order
30
on
minutes
chaos
on it.
is not without risk.
You're saying the Living Lands doesn't want to be controlled.
Indeed. Don't get me wrong. This invention is a small miracle, but it isn't enough. The phantasmal focus was supposed to be the start of something grand. One lever of a device that exists only in theory. Perhaps it should remain that way.
Have you ever tried animancy on yourself?
Now that you mention it, I did try and awaken my soul, to become fully aware of my past lives. Every Animancer tries, and fails. It's practically a rite of passage. So, one evening, I crept into the workshop and cobbled an invention together from spare parts. Amateur work. Then I turned it on. Big mistake. The next thing I knew, it was morning. I was floating in the fountain, and my head was pounding like a drum.
You don't need animancy for that. Just rum and a crew on shore leave.
That answers a lot of questions, honestly.
Oh, the Magpie's lemonade will do that to you.
Sometimes I wonder, what if it actually worked? What if all of this happened before, and I'm just reliving the events of a past life? I try not to think about it too much.
Okay. Your surname is Castell. Any connection to Castell's Folly?
That little island off of Dawnshore? None that I know of. Ignato Castel led the Valian trading company in the Deadfire Archipelago. Among other things, he invested in the future of Animancy, and apparently he had interests here.
Any idea what happened to him?
Afraid not. I've heard a lot of contradictory stories coming out of the Deadfire in recent years. Some say Castle is still in power, while others think his second-in-command took over the Valiant Trading Company. You know how it is. Wherever there's conflict, there's bound to be misinformation.
No family connection.
I hope not. I wouldn't want my family associated with speculation, corruption, and whatever else happened in the Deadfire. We have enough problems already.
Thanks for satisfying my
Anytime.
curiosity.
Whether or not Castle succeeded, I don't think it's folly to dream.
Okay.
Until next time.
And then he wanted to say something.
Listen, thank you for visiting Tama's memorial with me. I didn't think I'd ever trust someone the way I trusted him, but both of you have a clarity of purpose I've never seen in anyone else. I'm happy to be proven wrong.
Now that you've paid your respects to Tama, how are you feeling?
Like I just woke up with a hangover. Every feeling, every memory I tried to keep a lid on is sloshing around, and I'm struggling to keep my balance. But
Yeah, the expressions in this
also
game are a
remembering
little...
moments I hadn't let myself think on in a long
Everything
time.
else is, like, awesome. I've
Feeling
only seen a few other minor issues,
Warmth I
but...
couldn't get close to.
Pain won't disappear, but you'll get better at dealing with it.
Yeah, after I ride out the worst of it.
We think of grief as a burden, as something to be conquered. After a while, it gets to be so familiar, it's almost a source of comfort.
I wish this were another burden to conquer. That would feel easier. It's hard to imagine grief ever being a comfort, but I'll have to take your word for it.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Thanks. I'll get there. And thank you for seeing this through with me. Was there something else?
Alright,
I'll be here if you need me.
let's go! Exit here. Okay, I want to... I guess I should probably go do this, because this quest is probably going to send me up to here. But let me... Oh, I gotta go to Shatterscarp, too. Okay, so we're looking for an unfinished likeness. And then a spot that looks like this. Hey, dude still has something to say. Okay, well. We will go back later. Hey, Andu, how you doing? Andu, I ended up grabbing Split Fiction. I just gotta wait for Mux to feel up for a co-op stream. That's a big hole. Can I get over there? No, I tried before to get over there that way, and I don't think I could. Maybe there's something here though that I can do. Yeah, I haven't been here before. Okay. are you doing? So that probably goes to the next zone. Love the music in this too. Usual suspects who rage over gaming. Sure. I mean, I'm looking forward to it because we haven't had a new co-op game in a while to really sink into. Okay. It's gotta be that I get there after the quest. Can I get up there? Okay, I'm gonna go to the quest because I have a feeling this is like the next part. I'm doing shit out of order again. I've stayed pretty blind to Split Fiction. I mean, I stayed pretty blind to everything before I actually play it, so. Just because I always like going into games with, like, my own impressions, not somebody else's. Like, this game does have some, I'll say, representation. But it's actually done in a way that isn't, like, that doesn't feel unnatural. And, like, I don't know why everybody can't do that. You know? Why can't the characters just exist? Co-op would be nice, but who has any friends to play? Well, I mean, I'm gonna play with Mox. I'm just waiting for him to feel a little better, because he hasn't been feeling great. The cool thing about Split Fiction, and I think this is amazing what they've done, is they went the friend pass route. So, for a, like, full-fledged, almost AAA quality looking game, only one person needs to have, like, bought it. And I just say AAA based off of just, like, the bit of graphics and stuff that I've seen. I don't think Obsidian is AAA? Or, no, is it EA? Who did... I don't even know who did Split Fiction. Oh my god. Maybe it is AAA. But it's some random publisher's EA. So they're probably not AAA. Hazelight. I know they've done some other big games, but yeah, you only need one key. So I've bought it already. It's just a matter of waiting for Mux to be up for it, so. Hopefully this note and I are found safely. This past while has been a torment. I hear my child's voice everywhere, but they died in Takoa 40 years ago. I know this. I know it, but I still hear them. I also hear the Tiranui and Temerti's whispers. I hear the cries and groans of my neighbors and their loved ones as they turn on each other. That will not be me. I may have few to harm now, but still, I refuse. I'm on my way, Nagayo. The sea will bring me home. The same people who did It Takes Two. Yeah, I haven't played that one. I have not played It Takes Two, believe it or not. But we've done one of the We Were Here games. We have all of them. At some point, I want to do all of them. Like, in a row. Because those are fun. Like, the one that we did was fun. Okay, and this is the tower, so that's where we've been before. What the fuck is that thing? Is that a big beetle? Yeah, that's kind of cool. I was expecting... Oh, okay, there's a treasure. I was gonna say, I was expecting something to be up here for that. Oh, I don't have the DLC. So, I have it on PS5, and I'm pretty sure you've known the problems that I have with, like, well, my issues with, like, I don't want to say issues, but I'll say the problem I am having with trying to do DLC on PS5. I can't buy digital on PS5 right now. So Sony does not allow you to change your region. You also cannot pay with out-of-region currency. So the only way that I can make purchases on my PlayStation account is to either take the processing fees and send myself money to my Canadian PayPal, or buy Canadian PlayStation cards. It's their policy, unless they've changed it. I haven't looked into it recently, but, like, unless they've changed it, like, that's their policy. Like, I have a full-fledged green card and everything. Like, I could give proof of address and proof that I permanently moved. They don't care. They don't let you change your region. I guess I can try again at some point. It's conspiracy. Well, it's so that you have to buy the games again. Especially if things do go discless. Especially if everything does go permanently discless. At least I try to buy physical copies when I can, so that would work if I do eventually cave in and make a new account. But then I'm gonna lose the Crimson Kitty name.
You take this.
Which, like, I'm not huge, but, like, I don't exactly want to lose my name and, like, you know? I would also lose any past purchases. Like, I would only like, I would have to permanently use 2 accounts. Like, it's truly BS. I remember when it first came up, I actually went on social media and I said, I'm kind of surprised they didn't give some sort of response. But I essentially, like, I flat out posted that Sony thinks that people should stay where they're born. What is auto mod? Oh, hang on. Hang on. I do have auto mod on, hang on. I can't allow it. Just give me a second. There we go. I can't see auto mod stuff where I usually view the chats because I view the chats in the, in Stream Elements ground control. Because that lets me see YouTube stuff as well, which I don't do a lot of, but I screwed up my whole layout. Oh my god, I just really screwed up my whole layout. That's fine. Whatever. It's fine. It's because I just have the general,
You're right,
if I ever get any more actual mods, then I don't need to have the auto mod on so strong. But right now I don't, so I have the auto mod on, like, kind of stronger standards so that... Oh, shit. There we go. But yeah, I need more mods now that Lex is working and stuff. Is it under here? Yes, it is. Forbidden, West was pretty good. Yeah. No, I need to play through them again, but I might wait until there's more information on the next one. I just don't know how much it's going to be
You
put
figure
off,
this is the homestead Nakunu told us about?
or delayed because of silence and stuff. So. Okay, so there's going to be an unfinished likeness probably somewhere in this area. there's a bell tower. Oh wait, unless did I find it already? I might have found it. I did find it. Okay. Never mind. Oh, damn. Okay, that could be fun if I was doing a different build. The one time you would support use of AI for voicing a character in a game. Well, what I was wondering too, Undo, now that you finished it, is I was wondering if he might have already voiced some lines for it. And if so, if his estate is okay with it, they could use that and then like essentially try to do something epic with like sending his character off into the great beyond kind of thing. You know? Can I get up there? Let's see an unfinished statue. Okay, well, let's go do this, because maybe it's even up here. But yeah, that is gonna potentially, like, big changes to the story and everything, because otherwise we'll get some contrived off-screen death or crap reason like they do in TV shows. I kind of hope, like, I hope that... Like, I know you can't really plan for that, but I feel like the writing in that is otherwise pretty good, and I hope that
We make a good squad.
like, I would hope that they... Ooh, this is where it came from, right? Yeah, this just goes up to there. That they'd be able to come up with something good. And I mean, the whole point too is that it's like, what can you really do though? It's like, you can't, and you can't blame anybody. Like, it's a shitty situation. Someone pointed out the Horizon is basically the same 3-arc story as Mass Effect. Don't know how true you're not a Mass Effect super fan. I could see it. I could see it. It's the whole idea of, like, there's, like, a big bad... The thing with, the thing that I like about Horizon, though, is, like, the whole nature has reclaimed everything kind of thing. I don't know. As an ecologist, I really like the stories that kind of go over stuff like that. Nemesis out of nowhere. I need to play them again.
Beware, Outlander. A fiend haunts these lands of such beauty and terror that a mere glance could unravel your courage.
That's what I could always try to do for Horizon, is I could always try to find a complete, like, Horizon Forbidden West complete edition disc. And then, trade in my original disc, but... You did wonder right away from the Carrie Ann Moss character why they left Sirius. It's been so long since I've played either, so... Beware of who, Inquisitor Lunwi?
No, I speak of Reengrim. A cold heart beats in her chest, starved of love or mercy, like the frozen breath of Rimagant. Do not seek her out! Spare yourself my awful fate!
Why did you go looking for Reengrim?
I sought the Archmage to conquer my fear of death, to keep Berith at bay. But Reengrim, her help came at a terrible cost. She showed me how I'm going to die. And it's more awful than I could have imagined. I'm going to be trampled to death by wild horses. I have yet to see a horse in the living lands, but that just means they could be around any corner.
Don't let Reengrim scare you. Find a better way to die.
What kind of advice is that? Now be gone, Outlander. Guard your mind and soul, for the Archmage of Terra haunts the living lands. Beware.
You did wonder, right? Before someone to leave Sirius sounded to me like, oh yeah, Aloy, we left because of natural disasters. But then the true reason at the end. Yeah, like I said, I can't wait, but I have no idea how long it's gonna be now. Because I have no doubt that it's gonna be vastly delayed now. Because yeah, they either hopefully like even if they have some stuff recorded, they might have to rewrite like a huge like important chunk of the story, you know? Sorry, it was for yeah, no worries. I have no idea. I know as a streamer I should be more up on gaming news and like what's going on with the production and stuff of games, but I kind of like just being able to bring my my unfiltered takes.
Trespassers! Who goes there? Holy gods! Someone
They
actually
leaked
came.
PlayStation documents from the court
Please,
case.
You have to help my friends. They're gods. They're monsters.
By the look of your homestead, your friends are dream thralls now. It makes sense, really high quality. Oh yeah, no, like I said, like, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I need to play them again. That'd be something with it. Sometimes I feel like playing something in the evening. Maybe that could be one of the things. Got a few others that I've been doing, but by the look of your homestead, your friends are dream thralls now.
They were good people. And I can't, I'm not... Their souls can't rest like this. And I'm not strong enough to put them down myself. Please, they didn't deserve... They were... My gods. How did this happen?
Don't worry, I'll make it quick.
Thank you. You're a good person. You'll be better than me. Find me when it's over.
These poor people. Let's end their suffering quickly.
Stinging wasp! Treacherous weed!
One for you!
Ouch! Leave me alone. Oh wow, that thing like bounces clear across the map. I wasn't expecting that.
Nice shot! Coming from your right.
Oh, I missed. Okay, there is a lot to loot here. There's a chest in there. Ah, I gotta jump. Ooh. What does that do? I have so much gear. Huh. I mean, not bad, but... Kinda surprised the kid's still asleep. Hang on, guys. I'm gonna do my leg stretch real quick.